So last week we did this. And that day I was having a day, and I said, I might just write a letter. Well, this is my letter. I really don't want to share it with everybody, but I'm just going to fold it like this. And we're going to make an envelope for it to go over in this area. So I'm going to set this to the side. And I'm going to show you how to actually make an envelope from just a piece of paper. So I'm going to do 3/8 of an inch for the flap. I think that should be enough. I'm just going to flip it this way and do 3/8. Okay. So I do need my letter back. I want this. I think 6 will work. Let's try that. Okay. Actually, we need to shorten that some, so we'll do that real quick. So if I were doing this a little bit longer, but see, my page is not going to fit. I really hate to lose that much. If I fold it like that, you can use more of it. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, we'll work on the folding in a minute. So I want to make my envelope at least big enough to hold this. So this part up here is going to fold over. I think I'm going to go right in there. I probably could have given this a little bit more room. Look, I didn't realize that was on the other side. Turn this way and see what it looks like. So what I'm going to do, I need this back flap to be shorter than this. So I can take this, I can actually look and see where my measuring is, even though I'm crooked. So I would probably go 3.5. Just make sure that our little flap goes past the 3.5. It does. And then I'm just going to score a line so I'll have a cut line. I can't see it. Don't help me, you can't see it there. So yeah, last week I was just kind of like having a day, and to be honest, I did go and I sat down and wrote a letter, and I addressed it to Grace and Eleanor. Get this straight. Writing isn't always about creating something special for someone else. Sometimes it's simply about making room in your own heart. Well, I'm going to tell you, last week that was kind of my thing. I needed some room to get some of that off my mind. I had so much going on that I did. I sat down and I wrote all of this. No fancy nothing, just my pen and some paper. Don't even have to be that color. And I felt much better when I got done. So once I finished writing this, one of the things I discovered is that not every page that you write, every letter needs to be mailed. Sometimes once I've written something down, it doesn't seem to be quite so heavy anymore. It's not just right there on my mind, driving me crazy. It's almost as if my mind says, it doesn't seem so heavy. It's okay. We don't have to keep carrying this anymore. We can put it somewhere else that's safe. And that's what I did. So one thing that helps also, for me, I've always worried about people reading my letters. One thing I have thought about is that you could write your letter on your page. Say, like, this is a page. You could just write on one side, take your page and actually glue it in your book with the writing down, like this. Well, that's got all your feelings down on the other side of the page. You don't have it showing. And it's going to be awful hard to get pulled up if you glue that piece of paper down really good. So we're putting it somewhere safe, and it's off our heart and off our minds for a while, if that makes sense. So I'm trying to cut these off about the same. I don't want a lot hanging over my page. Let's see. So even on your envelope, if you get an envelope like this, you could write, do your writing on there, and then make an envelope out of it, glue it up just like this, and then you'll know, hey, somebody got into my envelope, and that ain't right. Let's see. I'm going to trim that down a little bit. Not everything that we write down is not meant to be preserved. That's just the biggest thing that I've learned. Some things are just honored by acknowledging them. Let's see. I don't want these quite that long. Now, I did give envelopes with the letters this month. So I'm wanting to do a envelope that's just for me. I love making envelopes for some reason. And I thought this would be a good opportunity just to make one. And what I didn't do was ink right there. So let me get that real quick. Because I was inking just so I could see what I was doing, not so I could do all this. But I might as well go ahead and do it while I'm here. It helps so much when you get a new little brush. You wouldn't think so, but it does. Okay. So since I cut that one piece off, I think I'm going to glue it down right here so my envelope has a little bit of, it's going to be a little bit long, but we can fix that. I need a piece of trash. There it is. My glue thing. So I cleaned up yesterday in my office and I can't find it. I don't know how that is. You think you're cleaning and you don't. So I don't know where my glue is. Hold on. I even got the other side coffee stained with my thing there. I'm gonna show you something here just a second. Let me get this. I think it's on these pages that I've got printed. See, this I want to go and just have that writing. That's one way to get it turned the right way. And see how much little bit I got right there. I hardly got anything. And I can actually just take my scissors and gently trim it very carefully because I'm right there on the, probably should have thought about this differently. I don't know, did I put a hole in it? No. So I can bring this around. I really don't have no reason to bring it around because it don't have nothing on it. So let's just go ahead and trim that off. Do the corners. Now you could do a fancy top here. I'm not going to just because mine is already got all this going on. It's got all that writing on it and stuff. I think it looks good. Okay. So one thing I want to do, Let me see what I got over here. I had some stamps and I went through the other day and I just started getting them out and putting them in one place. So I think I'm going to use this one on my letter. And I have some more stamps coming in, so we'll use them later. What I want to do is stamp this like an archive. And what did I put the date? June 30th. I did put the date. That's an amazing thing. Oh, maybe that way. Maybe this way. Don't help when you can't read it, huh? So I've stamped it with my archive. Said it's here. I'm going to pull this in just a little bit more. So now this will fit just right in here. Okay. It has already been archived. So the one thing I need to do is I have made, where'd the other one go? Where'd the other one go? Did I take it out? I did. So I've made these. Put them over there. And this one is going to be my log for the income or the registry of correspondence. So I'm going to put Eleanor's letter here. Mine's going to go here. And we're just going to keep going. This is my first draft, so we will use this side first. And then as I keep going, I will just add more and more papers like this in there. And at the end of the year, what I plan on doing is taking these signatures, just like this, with their pretty fronts on them, and making a book. So this is, each one will be its own signature. And I'm going to bind it and do a bound book thin. I have some more registries that I'm going to work on to get printed out. This one is registries of dispatch. So I had 2 orders go out. I just loved the idea, so I put first initial, last name, the city and state, and this one here was actually country for Australia, and I put what I sent. And then you can see where I started over here. One thing that I'm looking at, the pen that I used was abroad on this part right here, and you can tell the difference in the ink. It's kind of coming through. This other one, you can still see a little bit. That was the fine pen, so it worked better. It's 28-pound paper, and I actually need to put that on here. That I use these pens. Now I can't remember which one's which. This one's the medium. I'm going to save that page color. I'm going to write it back here because I'm not sure if I'm going to use this one, but I'm going to write it down here. 7/4/26. Used medium fountain pen. This is my ink. I really like it. ASSAR diamine. Now this is what I do in the back of my journals a lot. Do I have it? I did. I've shown you guys before. Not this one. I got the other one. I don't think I have any close by. So see right here where I keep my log of my pens, which I need to put this one in here. So I could do Metropolitan, which should be Pilot, because I forgot to write Pilot. A medium, diamine. And the reason I do this in all of my journals, and I'll go later and write this in the other ones, is because you'll see the difference here in a minute. And it gives me a record so I can go back and see my Pilot Falcon did great with this journal. See the difference between the same ink. So this one is Metropolitan Fine. Again, I didn't write Pilot. Diamine. See, but I'm thinking I'm going to wind up going and getting my Pilot Falcon and using it. But I wanted to try these to see what they do. So, but that's how I record these. And that's what I'm doing now. Right here, I'm doing the same thing. But I'm putting it on this page because I won't go to the back of the book because I'm going to have different leaves of papers in here, or signatures. So I want to do it by the section it's in, the what do you call that, the office maybe. So then I'm going to write used fine pilot metro diamond. So that's looking better. And I'm going to put 28-pound paper. It's hammer mill. So I really wanted to keep this nice and pretty, but that was the thing. It's not going to be nice and pretty. And to be honest, this may go in the front of all of mine, but I'm thinking one page, as long as I know that this is all going in one book, will be all right. So this is my Pilot Falcon. I won't actually go up above it. Right. It's a super fine flex. It actually flexes. To be honest, I kind of like this one down here, but it looks black. I know that's not black. See how I can look at it? It actually does look darker. Look at that. So this one came in a different pen. Okay. So anyway, so we got that in there that we used, the 25-pound or 28-pound paper. So I may go up to 32-pound for this. That will be, say, we'll pretend this is the next sheet that goes in. So this will be a 32-pound registry dispatch like this. But as you can see, it may be a while before I fill this page up. And y'all know I'm rambling. All right, so this is kind of small and I can't see it. I think I'm going to have to redo it. But what I'm going to do is we're going to put the archive number, which is Quiet Archives 001-2026- actually that should have been, this should have been C for correspondence. And then we're going to put today's, well, this was last week, wasn't it? We did July 1st. So I'm going to do it this way. Correspondent was Eleanor, right? Yeah, Eleanor to Grace. Don't really have a date. It is a letter. Yeah, see, this is so small I can't see it. So I will be updating this. Archive collection for Eleanor and Grace. So we're in Winston. So this is just too much to write, but it's going to stay in here because this is going to be version 0.1. So then I've got down here, this is for letters that I get from people. So whether they're public, anonymous, private, or other. So this one's public because Eleanor's the one that I'm writing. It has been scanned. It's been cataloged now. I'm going to say original copy on this one because I printed it off and put it in there as an original. So, archivist notes. I'm going to put first letter to be added to the registry, or court registry. Yeah, this one says registry. And then I'm just going to sign it. All right. So we've used this. We know that ink is kind of spreading on here. I'm not liking that. You see how it's kind of ghosting? So I may have to go on up to 32-pound paper. Which one was medium? Which one was large? This one's fine. Okay, so then I do need to write on here QAC, which is correspondence, 2026-001. So I have some stamps coming I'm really excited about that will have a lot of this information. We can stamp it and then just write it in. But today I'm going to put all of this in there. So then that means my letter is going to be C 2026. And I wrote this one on June 30th, 26. Today's the 4th. So this is the day we're putting it in the archive. From Esther to Eleanor and Grace. Well, oh, okay. I see why. I messed up right there. That should have been 002. See what happens when you can't see it? This is kind of a letter N. I'm going to put journal entry. Archive collection from me, Grace, and Eleanor. Winston. Yeah, all this got to go. I can't write this much. It's private. So that's why I mean private is you're not being able to read it online. It's not scanned. I guess we could say it's published because I'm fixing to put it in the book. It is the original. Oh, what is subject? Just need to write a letter. Just need to talk about my day. And unload it maybe. Alright, so yeah, this is going to have to be worked on. This pen, that's not the right color ink, but it just looks too dark. I am going to try and get my thicker papers. That means more right on here. QAC 2026 and then 002. And because the envelope goes with it, I really need to write on here somewhere the same thing. I can put it on this side if I want. Okay. And then we can just slide this down in the envelope. So I've got some seals and things in here. I put in here the other day. Look at that. There's one. Actually, I kind of was thinking about the cargo stitch code, but it's a little bit big for this one. There's a green one. So these, I'm not a good cutter, so you just get what you get. They actually do look a little better. I'm going to put the little wiggling postage on there. And you know, since this is mine, well, any of them, I'm going to actually write some stuff on the front. Okay. We finished archiving, and what I'm going to do for now, since these are thin, and I can keep up with them, is just put them in the back of here, so that way I know where they're at. So what I'm going to do is put a little glue right there. You know, I'm kind of wanting to put a little glue under there, but I don't want it to try just a teeny bit of this. It may not stick as well as the other. That way it kind of is sticky, but it's not too sticky. Well, Now, since it's not supposed to be open much, that should hold it. I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it on the front. And then when I get my other stamps and stuff in, we'll use them to stamp some stuff on here. Let's see. I'm going to put Eleanor and Grace. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. So another thing I would like to do is maybe put a pocket on here. Okay, well, we'll do a pocket the next time. What I'm going to do is just pin this right there somehow. And what I want to show you real quick, I've been online on the archive, Internet Archive. And this is a letter from, oh, I can't even read it now, Engelman. And he's writing, this is actually a copy of his handwriting, the actual journal, the actual letter. You see they got down here to where you can tell the sizes. Even has the back, and it's stamped Missouri Garden. So I could stamp this one with my stamp there. And that's my original, my company stamp. And then when my other ones come in, I can use them. But then you see it goes on, there's more to it. And I'm hoping this one has some of the coffee stains and stuff on it. You can see right here, the Missouri Botanical Garden, George Engelman papers. So these are the Engelman papers. I can read a lot of it. Some of it's kind of sloppy, but when I look at my writing compared to theirs, it's not too bad. You can see the ink spot right here that's on there. This is PDF. Now, if you go on Internet Archives, you can actually see the ink colors and the paper colors. It's just that I wanted to print this, so I did PDF so I can read it better. And it's got, let's see. So these are actually February 21st, 1880, May 4th, 1880. So there's more than one letter in this little thing, and I'll try and link this below. December 15th. And he's talking about his plants and stuff. Please accept the fine offerings of South area sent by me today, I think. You will find a description of the, can't tell what that is. Oh, this is probably the flower name, and I can't pronounce it anyway. Contributions to American Botany, number 1X, of the order of something. The characters of the, you see, now that's hard for me to read, but I think if I sit here and read, because right here, have a good morning, office. Okay, well, you can get this where you can read them, but these are so cool. I'm going to start trying to get some and start my own little archive, as you see how I stamped this one. Just like the Missouri Archive, they did. And I'm learning how to do archiving, so my quiet archives can have kind of the same structure. You know, we already got this, we stamped it, and we got a few stamps on here already. So I'm excited when this all comes back in. So thank you so much for being here. I hope you enjoy the little video.